What is up, patio tanks? Been a while, been a whole month, maybe a little over a month. I haven't updated you guys on how I'm doing. Competition was around the corner and I was super duper busy. I'm still am. It's holiday season, Halloween just got dealt with. But great news, these convicts, the last time I put up a video, these convicts had babies. And they do have some babies in here. They had a lot of babies, but I don't know what happened. I think some of these guys munched up some of the babies as well too. But I'm having this plate going here, cleaning up the algae. I did scrape off a bunch of hard algae that would not get off because I was struggling with my fingernails trying to scrape it off. But yeah, there's one right there. He's swimming. So these guys are. There's a few. I think there's only like 5 or 6 left of these babies, so they're trying to take care of these babies as best as possible. Well, convicts do hold on to their names for best parenting because they do take care of their babies. They protect them like crazy. You know, they're probably the best fish caretaker that I've seen. Aside from that, these fish are doing great. The Vieja is looking beautiful. It's a hybrid Vieja, or not hybrid, but then it's just crossed so many times over. I don't know what kind of Vieja it is, but it is beautiful. Yeah, let's get into updating you guys how I'm doing with the fishes. If you guys went to the competition, you guys know how everything went. I'm not gonna get into that. But yeah, this fish is, not this fish. This tank is doing fantastic. What is that? It's a shell. But all these fish right here are beautiful. They're doing fantastic. I did have a crash. It's getting a lot colder, so you know my tanks are outside, and I do have to deal with this right here. You know, this is acrylic. This is acrylic as well, and this is glass down here, so they don't contain heat the best. And me trying not to, you know, this is a 55 and this is a 55 as well. I'm not trying to use a lot of watts in here because it'll shut down my whole apartment, and it's always having to return on my light, my power source at the same time, and it's a hassle. So with that being said, I lowered everything. I got these 3 tanks down there and I lowered everything to 100 watt, which is perfect for the tank because it'll get cold, it'll get warm, it'll get cold, and it does get the fish used to temperature fluctuating. It doesn't get them sick, but it will get them tough. It will toughen them up. In my opinion, it will toughen them up, and it will not kill the power, because if the power does go out, and I'm not home, all of my fish will die, especially these guys up here. They do need oxygen, and the cichlids as well too. But it is what it is. I've been trying to deal with this electricity issue, not trying to go over my watts as well too. Yeah, that's been a tough part on my end because I have never had more than 10 tanks outside here. I mean, I have more than 10 tanks here, but that was only during the summer. And now it's fall, winter's coming up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tanks. And I have the proper required, I would say required watt heater. This is a 200 in here. This is another 200. These are all 300, 100 in here. I have this one slightly higher, 200, so I could change that to another 100 in there too. That's a 200. I could have this one at 150, and this is a 200, 300, and 200 in here. So technically I could have another 200 in there as well too, but I want to make sure that it is safe for this tank. I believe this is a 60-gallon. I want to make sure it's safe for this fish, or this tank in here, because he's my boy. you guys went to the competition, you know what's up. But I brought him back. He has a slight coke drop. I've been trying to deal with these guys for the longest time. He gets on my nerve because when I feed him and I just keep him water changed good, he does not want to look good for me, but he want to look good for other people. But this guy, same thing. I don't know what his deal was. He was not looking good, but to me, he's not a fish that would look good soon. He's the type of fish that looks good later on in life, where he's big and he has a bigger head, and yeah, he's just not he's not a young fish that will look good. He's a big fish that will look good later in life. That's just him. So with this guy, I do have this very exotic looking Canfa right here. I don't know what he is. I don't know what to label him as. If you guys do know what to label him as, help me out. But I would put him into a F2. He does have some weird traits. Very classic looking, but very Canfa looking. Yeah, very beautiful guy. I like this guy. He looked like a female. He had a very small hump only. I thought it was a female Canfa. I took it home and blew up. Super beautiful. Oh, before I get lost away into this guy, this tank, don't mind the dirtiness, but this tank, she finally laid eggs for me, and I was super surprised. At least I know that I do have an egg layer female. He has massively grown over the months of me keeping him, and he has grown bigger than her. When I first got her, she was just slightly bigger than him, but now he has gone way bigger than her. He is still a little aggressive, so I would say still on the immature side, not ready to breed yet. Last time I happened to be working, so I guess she laid in the morning and I was working, so by the time I got back, there was a few white eggs, and I just removed her from the cage, or her in the cage, and allowed him to try to fertilize the eggs. But I don't know, he probably was first time too young. So, and thank you to Hybrid Cichlid, or I forgot what your Instagram name is, but he said lower the temperature. And that's all I did. I lowered the temperature and she laid eggs within a few days. And thank you, shout out to you. I'll put your name somewhere on here. And if you guys want some breeding tips on Flowerhorns, hit him up. He is one of the only guys that I see continuously to breed all of his stuff. I do have this brand new guy, little guy right here, that I really like, but there's a friend who really wanted him for personal reasons, but I will be letting him go. I've only had him for about a week now. He is a really good looking guy. So, and he just came in from Thailand not too long ago too. So, I mean, I try to pick the best of the best, but that's in my opinion only. But he is a very unique looking guy too, like this guy over here too. He is a very unique looking guy as well too. So, in that tank I don't have any fish over there, but this guy, quick comment on this guy, I hate this guy. I freaking hate this guy. He is so picky and is in a new tank, because if I were to move him around, he would drop like crazy. He would not like another new tank. He would just stay in one corner and annoy the crap out of me. So I have to just keep him in one tank for the rest of his life, or forever, how long, you know. I don't even know. If I was planning to give him away, a lot of people didn't want him. I was just saying free. I was just gonna freeze him, but then at the same time, you know what, when people don't want fish like that, it just makes me want to keep him a little bit more and make him show them that, hey, this is a very beautiful fish and you guys are missing out on him. So I'm gonna be keeping him for the remainder of the time. I do have a friend who is very interested in him to be a class pet or a office pet, so he might be going there. just for the fact that he's not really my type of fish, has more ZZ traits than what I'm anticipating when I first saw him as a little, you know, juvie 2 to 3 inch, very square, very nice hammer coke. I mean, he does have a hammer coke, but just a little bit more ZZ traits than what I'm expecting. That is it for patio tanks. I will be coming up with a feeding shrimp tutorial for you guys, how I feed shrimps to my Flowerhorns. I've been consistently feeding them shrimps, and it's been pretty safe because I've had a lot of issues in the past, but this time I've successfully feed shrimp, I would say. Or I didn't only feed shrimp, but I fed tilapia, I fed shrimp, and I fed mussels to these guys, and they've done really well. But it's kind of tricky, and I'll come up with a video very soon in the near future, maybe hopefully before New Year, for you guys. So you guys, if you guys do want to go into the shrimp route of feeding, make sure that you guys are prepared for some detoxing. Maybe your worst nightmare, you might lose a fish, but I'll try to be as thorough and as, you know, detailed as I can to help you guys, those who do want to feed shrimp to your fish, or just seafood in general, fish stuff back to your fish, higher protein. That is it for patio tanks. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Deuce.